Hello everybody, my name is Pravus and welcome back to more Hearts of Iron 4, Lord of the Rings, playing as Mordor. I have made, I think, a rather grievous error in attacking Erebor. We got the ring, as of last video, we conquered Gondor and Rohan, and everything's looking hunky-dory there, and I decided to attack Erebor, thinking they're going to be a bunch of pushovers. Nope, dwarves, turns out, actually fairly strong. What I should have done is ignored Erebor for now, instead fabricated on Mirkwood, beaten them up so I could have had a much longer front line that wasn't absorbing all my supply, and then attacked Erebor and that would have been fine. But I did not. Oh well. So there we go. In the meantime, I am now bleeding equipment. Real bad. Motorized in particular, that's not great. What I may have to do is actually shut down some of the production of these motorized divisions, because frankly, I'm just not going to be able to use them at this point. So we probably should pull back on at least a few, and yeah, it's just not worth having this many. We can't supply what I have in the field right now. New troops, not what I need. So that should help a little bit. Also, I need to free up some more support equipment, because something I've been thinking about, and I've realized I made a mistake on, is we really need to include the support ladders in some of these units. And I may actually have to get rid of something. What did I get rid of? Possibly the support crossbowmen. So the reason the ladders are super important, this looks bad from a stat perspective, but then you look at that fort and urban and realize one little fort for the dwarves is reducing my attack potential by 65%. No wonder I can't break through anything. No wonder cities are basically impossible for me to take. This explains quite a bit. So I need to start using these. The only downside is we will only have a handful left in our storage. So I'm going to be working on this, trying to get this going. To an extent, it almost would make sense to pull off the recon specifically because, actually, you know what? Recon, we can get rid of this. Maybe it would be better to actually keep the soft attack with the crossbows, but to replace these. Reason being, we replace the support equipment of the recon with the support equipment for the ladders, and now I have 747 in storage to distribute, as opposed to only 347. So we're losing some tactical advantage, but I keep my attack stats, and now we actually can attack a fort and a city without getting absolutely crushed. We may want to do the exact same thing here. As much as I do like recon, I think this is overall going to be better. And actually, this is going to result in more support equipment for these units here. So this is a solid choice, I think. We can use these support ladders. I just want to double check here. Fort, yeah, 85% boost to attacks, to a fort attack. Like, yeah, no, this is where I've been dying here. This is what's killing me. This is what we need. My question is, could I also toss it onto these guys? The answer is yes, but barely. So I'm going to hold off on adding ladders onto my regular defensive infantry. And what we're going to do now, instead of charging in any further, we're going to have our guys sit back for a second. Let's entrench. Let's get our organization back. Let's resupply the best that we can. Most important thing is that we are, in fact, supplying reinforcements first, which we're now doing, so that's good. We have some unassigned divisions. Oh, I actually finished up a couple of these motorized. Oh, weird. I kind of figured that we weren't going to be able to do that, but okay. We can invite someone to a faction. The Brotherhood of the Hobbits would actually like to join the Dark Pact. Well, ain't that hilarious? No, I don't think we're going to be doing any of that. Okay, so let's go ahead and grab things like, let's say the Heart Attack and Piercing could actually be beneficial at this stage of the game. We could change up some of our conscription laws. Don't think I need any of that. Let's go to our factories for a second and let's reevaluate. So I need a lot more support equipment. And what we can do is actually pull back on swords, because as much as I would like to be upgrading our weapons, we got a lot in stockpile right now. So we'll pull back there. I'm trying to get a lot more motorized. We don't have any light self-propelled tanks or anything else going around, though. I do need artillery is the problem. So I can only really afford to do so much. What we can do is pull back a bit on light tanks, pull back further on crude steel swords, then we're at least reinforcing some self-propelled artillery a little bit, though my efficiency is just garbage now. We aren't going to get much in the way of fighters, oh well, but that's going to have to be okay. At least now we'll start producing enough support equipment to justify ladders on a lot of units going forward. And as far as supply is concerned, we're actually doing mostly okay. This is the area that's currently struggling the most. So what I can do is reduce some of our construction projects. I don't even think we need the wold anymore. We can actually cancel that entirely. I'll keep the rest as is. And then, yeah, let's make this Eastern Mirkwood as a higher priority. And then we just focus on military factories, because I need to ramp up production. Hard. I know with mass assault doctrine, what you're supposed to do is basically just throw bodies at the problem. And the funny thing is, like, even though I'm running out of supply and they're holding in really well, theoretically, if you throw enough unarmed bodies at the problem, eventually you will wear down the enemy's organization and they'll retreat. They won't take any losses, but they'll lose organization. But it takes a very long time. And it's almost looking to me like we're immediately starting to see some dividends down over here in Erebor as we get some of our ladders in place. Okay, I don't suppose you guys have forts. So they don't even have forts, but we've still been losing on a lot of these fronts. Still, I think that this is ultimately going to make a very, very big difference. And, funnily enough, my game just crashed, which is hilarious. Fortunately, I don't think we really lost much in the way of progress, so let's just keep going where we are here. Okay, so we're starting to make some good pushes here against, it looks like, some tanks. Still failing primarily around Lake Town, not making a lot of good progress here up in Mirkwood either. If we were, however, to attack in this direction, maybe we can actually make some progress. My question is, how quickly could we get to the Elven King's halls if we wanted to? Why are you selected? Sometimes the game just selects people for reasons I just... Look, like that one right there. Where'd you come from? You guys don't belong over here, knock it off. Anyway, that's probably fine, though. Okay, so how are we doing on supply now? Actually struggling up in this area as well. So we should probably focus a little bit in this area, too. Though not by much. Let's do this. This should be okay. I wish we had a lot more civilian factories. Usually by this stage of the game, if this were like the regular World War II equivalent, we'd be looking at, you know, having close to 200, 300 factories by now. Not civilian specifically, just conglomerate like that. And for some reason, I've only got 63 of the civilian factories right now, which just is not great. It just isn't fantastic, but oh well. We'll make do. It looks to me like Erebor pulled back in this general vicinity, so we're going to go ahead and push in from the north and just try to scare the AI a little bit. See what happens with that. We got some more motorized, I guess I will send over here. I've had some people tell me I do bad motorized templates. That may very well be the true. I don't know, I think that sometimes they're okay. They're good as fast units with pretty good organization. They're mostly good for filling a gap that is created by your tanks with their breakthrough. So you can hold the line and not have your tanks get cut off. And they get to continue pushing as a result. That's kind of the only way you do it. But some people were saying I'm doing the templates wrong. Oh well, not a big deal. Okay, lots of units over here. Not gonna be messing with any of them. Can I mean, organization's pretty good over here, to be honest. What are the odds I can actually make some good pushes over here? Not terrible. Your organization is starting to fall apart a little bit. See, we seem to be doing okay over here. This is what's weird to me, is we're doing okay-ish in the jungles, but we're doing terribly over here in the plains. Does that strike you as weird at all? Like, that's not what I would have expected. You guys are still gonna be pushing this way, right? Yeah, let's just go ahead and push back his mountaineers a little bit more. Anything else I want to work on as far as my political power? Possibly just annexations at some point, and really not much else. So we were able to free up one of our spies. That's good. We should probably go ahead and continue, let's say, with the decryption of Mirkwood, so I can go for one big final push. In terms of equipment, we are starting to catch back up. Getting rid of some of our motorized divisions has helped. Not a ton, though. We are still losing light self-propelled artillery, and I think part of the reason there is they're fighting in bad terrain. Very bad terrain, so okay. Not going to be able to do a whole lot with that. We are finishing up some more infrastructure. Okay, so this area is now looking good, thank God. So now it's this. This is where I'm struggling the most because I have a lot of units. What a weird supply zone. No wonder I'm having trouble. Like, we're just fitting a lot of units on this front line. Erebor is weird, dude. Erebor's got a really weird setup. Alright, let's go for the mechanized wave, which gives me a lot of extra organization for our tanks, as well as some recovery rate. That'd be nice. I will, in fact, spend some army experience in order to try and speed it up. And one thing that does surprise me is we're not seeing a whole lot of progress as far as our planes are concerned. One thing I should do is turn on strategic bombing. And we'll get rid of any anti-air, any of the forts, any air bases, and so on. We'll just try to make sure that we can take down some of their defense, but strategic bombing might make it slightly easier, I mean slightly easier for me to push through. Okay, so these guys all managed to make some progress. We actually... Why are you selected? We are making some headway, it looks like, even against some of these tanks and stuff, so now we're getting somewhere. Can you guys possibly go over here and we'll reinforce in this direction? If I can punch through and get to the Elven King's Halls, that'd be great. But, at this point, we have enough support equipment. All my units should be reinforced with siege ladders, which means your forts and your cities are now vulnerable again. That's where I was definitely screwing up. No doubt about it. We were screwing up there pretty bad. Let's go over the armor technology there, and we'll just go ahead and get some extra research boosts for more of our... what are you doing here? Get out of here. You need to be a different template. Oh, it's an expeditionary force. Oh, right, never mind. We need to be getting... better tanks, I guess. You're just going to be your own little thing down here, honestly. Don't even go up to the front lines. We can't fit you anyway. Okay, yeah, now we're starting to see some punch power. This is good. Okay, okay. Yeah. Can you guys, using your motorized, get in here quick? That's the question. Can you guys come over here and then cut them off at the river so that these guys can't pull back? Break the dam, unleash the river and all that? Yeah. Okay, the cipher for Mirkwood just finished. That's great. Let's go ahead and get the cipher going for Erebor as well. We have a lot of troops in position. If I were to break the cipher, we'll be in a good spot. Up here in the north, these generals feel fairly uncontested, and that's partly because Erebor is not sending much up here, but also because we got pretty good supply up in that area, which is rare enough, it turns out. So that's helping quite a bit. Where are you? You're all over here. Okay. So, yeah, if we were to decrypt, I think we might be able to do a really big push right about now. We got all the troops in position, and amazingly, supply's not too bad. This isn't great, but we can make something happen. So let's go ahead and pop that decryption, reveal intelligence for the next 30 days. Okay, and this is where you guys really need to go hard, and that's not as promising as I wanted it to be. Well, I say that, okay, we're sort of getting somewhere. Okay, it wasn't looking good at first, but now we're starting to look a little bit better. Still not making much progress as far as, like, getting to, you know, the Elven King's Halls or anything, but whatever, that's fine. Let's just have everyone kind of join forces in these areas and crush what we can. That should be fine. Oh, infantry anti-tank. That should help a little bit as well. Okay, and we'll also go for the extra breakthrough in defense with the power of the horn. Armored units is done. Good. What else do we really need? I guess we could go for, like, Wrath of the Fell Beasts and go for some upgrades for some airplanes. Not that I anticipate that's going to be especially good for me. We do need... Yeah, we got some people already reinforcing over here. I'd love to encircle some of these units. Let's see if we can't... Oh, they're already retreating. Darn. Yeah, we're not making as much headway during this encryption as I think I was expecting, but truth be told, at this point, that's almost par for the course. If we can get in here and cut off 10 of these units, that would be pretty good. Don't think we're going to be able to. I'm pretty sure they'll trickle out pretty nicely, and sure enough, they just kept trickling on out of here, and there's not a lot I could do about it. Oh, well. Yeah, we're not making enough progress, and actually, in this case, it's a combination of the terrain, but also river crossings. River crossings are absolutely crushing me right now. That said, that right there, great get. If I can get across the river and attack from a different direction, we have a much better chance. Moria has capitulated. Really? Okay, so at least they're gone. That's going to be kind of nice. I did see some of my units started making a push on Lake Town, which I don't really recall telling them to do, but I guess I'm not too upset about it. If we are able to burn through Lake Town, that would be kind of amazing. They got 10 units here. But their their defense is not especially great, and at least we're not taking the massive terrain penalties, so with some reinforcements, this actually is doable. This tank, for example, really can get in here. And even with a river crossing, you can see all of a sudden that makes a pretty big difference. And Mirkwood's trying to send in troops too, but that's not working either. They're filtering a lot into Lake Town, but yeah, thank you, ladders. Holy crap, turns out that makes a difference. Say goodbye to Lake Town. Does this mean the Kingdom of Dale is capitulating? And it does. All right. That should give me, well, it mostly gave me a huge influx of infantry equipment, which I guess makes sense. I shouldn't have expected much from them. But there you go. Is there a river right here? There is. I'm looking for the easiest way to cross. No, not there. I guess we're going to have to try to push in here. If we can get a little bit more of a surround on the Elven City's halls, Elven King's halls, we'll have a better chance. You guys are actually shockingly close. Okay, yep, having these guys on this side of the river makes a big difference. We're really close to getting to the Elven King's halls. Oh, please tell me we can do this. I really want to get in there. Really, really do. Volunteers from Angmar. Sure. Send me your weary. I don't care. Yellow thinks they can actually make some pushes all of a sudden. What happened to our borders? Why did Rune get some of this? Well, geez, I don't really know, but Yellow's all confused. Let's spread them out a little bit so that they can take up some different supply zones, and hopefully that helps. Oh, come on, don't hold out on me now. Come on, let me kill you. We're real dang close, and the Elven King's Halls is falling apart. Oh my gosh, please tell me we got this. Come on, get on in there. Get right on in there. Don't let him go nowhere. No, you hear me? Don't let him go nowhere. You killed him. I don't know. I really think it was the ladders, guys. What it tells me is that in this mod, you shouldn't be focusing quite as much on the tanks and stuff as I was. Between... Whoop. Oh, we just... Oh, okay. We just decrypted Erebor, and now we have Mirkwood down. Thank you. Okay. What I was going to say is, between the crossbows and archers and the ladders, you need a lot more artillery and support equipment than you normally would if you want to be effective. That's what I'm learning here. These guys should all be very much doomed, so say goodbye to all of Erebor's units. Let's go ahead and crush these guys so they don't get any sort of supply. You guys should be able to push in here and finish this off, no problem. And now, I think we got a really good shot at running in here into Erebor. We just got to spread out some of these front lines, and we can go, go, go. In the meantime, we are finally starting to get back on top with some factory production a little bit. Angmar did indeed send some of their troops. Thank you for that, I suppose. Since we're already fighting Erebor, first off, we don't care about Mirkwood. They're already gone. So let's go ahead and decrypt with Erebor, and that's, for the next 30 days, is going to make me significantly more impactful. We're punching through these 9 divisions now. Okay, we've got our footing. We've got our footing. Now we need to start thinking about what we want to do next. I think we want to go kill the Vales of Anduin. And it would make sense for me to go ahead and start fabricating a claim. We can always turn one of these armies around and get going on them. In fact, I think I will do that. Let's go ahead and pull off with Angmar, the Witch King. And we'll instead set him up along over here and assign all the troops to this area. And, of course, we do want a planning bonus getting really close to Rivendell. Never mind. No, it's not. There's a mountain range right along here. We can't get to Rivendell. We have to go all the way around. We have to go the long way round. Gandalf, we could just go through the mines of Moria. My cousin Balin would give us a royal welcome. I loved the actor who did Gimli, by the way. He did a great job. Hey, Inyali. Inyali, I know you're right there. Yes. You want to watch Lord of the Rings again sometime soon? Because I feel like we haven't done a marathon in forever. Yeah, let's do it for date night. Date night? Sweet, we're doing it this weekend now. All right, awesome. That's now a thing. Super happy about that. Ooh, we actually have some freed up civilian factories. Holy crud, I haven't seen that happen in a while. Okay, so what should we do? Well, more military factories is probably what we need, so we'll go ahead and prioritize those first and foremost. And then, the game froze up there for a second. What is going on? Game? Are you okay? There we go, okay. And then, yeah, I think we go ahead and start working on upgrading the Hunters of the Marshes so we can annex them, because I would like to just go ahead and join up my font. I'm eating Erebor when we're done with this. By the way, the Totalitariat of Rohan is looking pretty good there. How you doing there, Dark Eowyn? You feeling villainous yet? That's good. It looks like Grima Worm... Oh, it all makes sense! Wait a minute, I was making fun of this earlier. Okay, wait. So Grima Wormtongue was trying to do his whole, like... You know, you could be dark and blah, 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 and she resists it? What if she didn't resist it? She becomes a totalitarian dictator of Rohan! Ah, I like it. It all makes sense to me now. Okay. I was gonna say, Dark Eowyn is weird, but no, I like Dark Eowyn. This makes sense to me now. Sweetness. Still pushing on Erebor. You can see, by the way, we're losing these fights a lot, but we're still making progress because just the sheer bodies we're throwing into the fight, even though they're not particularly effective, although now they are, is still winning me the fight, because, hey, this is what mass mobilization does. It doesn't necessarily inflict loads of casualties, but it throws copious amounts of manpower at the problem until you are victorious. That's all that it is, really. We need to go for the research speed. I just realized I totally forgot about that. Now we're starting to get somewhere. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Oh, Erebor, you need to fall, dude. You need to fall so good. Please go bye-bye. And you stopped sending me artillery. Why? Because I have enough artillery now? No, I don't. They ran out of artillery. Well, that's fine. That's fine. I don't really care. Come on! Take Erebor. Take Erebor. You're so close. You know you wants to. These guys have low supply, by the way. I think he ran out of tanks. Oh, and now you're down to 36. What happened? All of a sudden, y'all stopped. Don't stop. Keep pushing. Don't stop pushing until it don't stop giving and you don't stop coming. I don't know. Smash Mouth? It's not a very good Smash Mouth reference, but you get the point. Yeah, he replaced it with a load of reinforcements with full organization. Fine, I can keep doing this all day. In the meantime, we do have our war goal to use against Anduin, so let's just go ahead and do it now. I don't really see a reason not to. Arthedain, they're already involved, so I don't really care. I think Anduin only has, what is it, 10 units? Somewhere between 3 and 13, so it's not a lot. So they should be relatively easy for the Witch King to obliterate. Just go ahead and push until they are gone. Oh, they joined the Arnor Coalition. Well, good for them. Something interesting that's happening here, and I can't decide if it's just because we keep wearing them down or not. I'm seeing supplies dropping rapidly for some of these units. I'm wondering if he's starting to run out of equipment. He can't be running out of infantry equipment, can he? Could be. He could also be running out of manpower. I think that could be a thing. Wait a minute. Can we actually see that in intelligence? He's got deployed manpower, yes. I don't see how much manpower he has left. No, he's got 0. There it is. Oh, he's out of manpower. Okay, now we definitely can keep going. See? Mass assault wins again. When you got 5 million orcs who are willing to use their fists, eventually they will wear down the dwarves. It will happen. Hey, who are you? Are we fighting you? Wait a minute. Oh, wait, we are fighting you. Oh, well, I should probably get over here to Rudar now. Oops. This is almost sad. I mean, like, really, if he's out of manpower, it's now literally just a matter of winning attrition. Oh, we also got some of that doctrine for our deficiency, blah, blah, blah. Heavy fighters, I don't really use. We'll go ahead and research them, because they do actually have longer range, which is great. I would like to improve my ground support. That could be helpful. And then beyond that, let's see, it's October. I think we should just go ahead and go for the early construction speed, because I really do need to be ramping up these factories a little bit faster. Let's swap out our artillery, even though we do already have a deficit. We're finally starting to catch up on a lot of this stuff. They're trying to push me back over here, but they're not getting very far very fast. Come on, a little bit more. Here we go. Starting to fall apart here. It's looking bad because we got a lot of red numbers, but we don't need to be in the green. All we have to do is burn down enough of their organization that they retreat from the capital, and then we win. I'm seeing some of the numbers of divisions going down. There we go, down to 2 and 1, so we got 3, and that's it. Erebor is down. Woof! That was much harder than it needed to be. I didn't realize the dwarves would be so tough, and I didn't realize how important the ladders were going to end up being, and I wish I had known that a lot sooner. Also, we did not do our groundwork as far as prepping infrastructure. Had we gone for Mirkwood first and then done Erebor, I think we would have had a much better time. Moria, I'm going to puppet you, because I don't want Isengard to get you. That don't make no sense to me. You can't has. In the meantime, I'm just going to go ahead and grab some land up here in Mirkwood, because you've actually got a pretty good amount of rubber sitting around, and I wouldn't mind having some of that, thank you very much. Let's also grab Dale, so I don't have anyone turn them into a puppet. If Isengard messes with this, I'm going to get a little peeved. But they didn't help too much, so I mean, they shouldn't be able to take much of anything here, right? I wouldn't think so. Let's see, we'll do, I think, 1 pass, and then we can take that, this, and that should be them, and that's it. Okay, so we get a lot more lands, including a lot more factories I should own directly. Let's take a look at our occupied territories. We can see we have 60% compliance in Mirkwood right now, so we're actually not going to be spending nearly as much on the garrisons, and we should be getting access to factories and stuff a little bit better than before. Though it looks like we're still not getting much in the way of factories, only 35%? I feel like it ought to be a little bit higher than that. Apparently I am wrong, though. Still, factories are factories. Alright, now we turn our attention to the kingdoms of men of here in the west, as well as Linden, and also we're looking for an opportunity to go kill Rivendell. Let's get some soldiers set up over here. We'll have some over here as well. We also need to kill off Lorien. So, let's get a few divisions right here. We need to get a few divisions along the south, right along here. You can actually set up along Moria, and that would be pretty solid. Okay, so let's get ready to deal with Galadriel, because obviously she's a little bit scary. You know, scary, interesting character and all that. Yeah. I don't really feel like dealing with none of that. None, thank you very much. Rivendell, we'll get up over here, and you sit tight over here just in case they end up joining the war. Okay, how are we looking up here in Rudar? Sort of okay. The Totalitarian of Rohan still controls an unusual amount of land. Okay. The Hobbits are officially requesting to join the Dark Pact. I mean, it'd be fun to nuke the Hobbits, but what if we actually had Dark Servants of Morgoth Hobbits? I say we let them join. Alright, that's going to have to be good enough, and I think we will end this video here, because that was a little bit on the exhausting side. We have a lot that we need to resupply, though not as bad as I thought. It looks like Erebor did have a pretty good amount of supply sitting around. So we'll reorganize our factories, we'll get back on our feet, and then we're going total war mode. We are going to obliterate everybody else. Thank you all for watching, hope you enjoyed. If so, then I would ask you to hit that like button, leave a comment, and subscribe, and I will see you guys next time.
Alright, let's go ahead and do it.